Hey guys, we are back with another team. Today we are with Rohan and Maya. I'm Emma.
I'm Evie.
And I'm Adam.
And welcome back to the Tar Pit Podcast. So guys, can you introduce yourselves, how you guys know each other, and how you decided to be a team on the show?
Of course. So, hi everyone, I'm Maya.
And I'm Rohan.
And we are siblings.
Yes, and we're from South Brunswick, New Jersey, which is basically the next town over from Princeton. I am currently 23, and I am a graduate of George Washington University in Washington, D.C., and I currently am a master's student at Rutgers University in biomedical sciences, and I do a couple of different things on the side. I currently work at a pediatrics practice, but the most meaningful job that I have, and Maya also got to do it as well. We're both aquatics directors at a summer camp.
Oh, fun.
And I'm Maya. I'm 20. I turn 21 tomorrow, so that feels crazy to say. But I'm currently 20 years old. I'm currently a junior at the University of Pittsburgh. I study biology, and I'm on the pre-dental track there. So I want to be a dentist when I grow up.
Oh,
Just
nice.
crazy to say as well. But yeah, I mean, we've known each other since birth. We have the strongest relationship. I feel like there's no other bond that's quite like a sibling bond because you grow up with each other in your lives constantly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so grateful that I get to have him as my person. And I mean, what really got us into wanting to be on the show, wanting to be us racing, is we grew up watching the show as a family. I mean, Rohan and I would sit around the couch like every single night to watch the show when it was on, and we'd sit there and plan out what we would do if we were in the place of the contestants. So if we got a specific roadblock, who would do it and why? If we got these two options as our detour, why would we do that? We probably have journals somewhere with like us handwriting it out. And so it's just crazy that we got to live out one of our childhood dreams of being able to go on the show and do it together.
Absolutely. I can remember the first time I ever watched The Amazing Race. It was season 12, and I just turned on the TV, and it was the task where Ron and Christina were in Croatia, and I believe it was Christina who was doing the roadblock, had to fit the rock into the wall, and that was the first season that we ever watched. But the season after that, we got to watch Nick and Star run the race and win as siblings, and I was in third grade.
I was in kindergarten.
And we were watching the finale, and we were like, oh my God, this has to be us one day.
That's awesome.
Well, happy early birthday, Maya.
Thank you. Oh my God. It's like absolutely crazy. Everything's coming out at once. I just don't know. Celebrating so many things this week. It's very exciting.
That's awesome.
Your birthday present from us will be hopefully dropping the episode tomorrow.
Right.
It sounds perfect.
So, what are some of your favorite challenges from past seasons?
You can go first for this one.
There's so many. I think ones that stand out in my head are in season 14, and they just brought it back for season 33, jumping off of the Verzaska Dam, the largest bungee jump in the world. I loved in season 13 that final memory challenge where they had to go and there were 100 clue boxes and they're all looking around for the things that they actually did on the race. Those are two that really stand out. We also were just talking about the cheese challenge at the beginning of 14 when they're all trying to get the cheese down the hill.
Yeah, they brought that back too, didn't they? I think.
Yeah.
I feel like they did.
I was going to say, before we left, we had a list of things that we'd be so excited if they were to bring back, and a list of things that we'd be just a little bit scared about that.
Specifically the fast forward where
they shaved their heads like in India. I was like, Rohan, I don't know if I can cut my hair off.
although I do think with the adrenaline of the race, if we were in that situation, you would have just gone for it.
Probably would have, but I think I would be like sobbing if I ever had to do that.
And they've done that a couple times.
Anything that had to do with eating, I'm an extremely picky eater. I would have been scared if they brought one of those back. The maggot cheese.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So but we would be so excited. We're adrenaline junkies. If it was anything to do with the heights, and even like the finale where they climbed, what bridge was it? Was it not bridge, but you know what I'm talking about.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, but anything that had to do with heights, tightrope bit walking. I remember in
Maya called dibs on any of those tasks. She was like, if it's a roadblock and it's skydiving, I get to do it. It's like, okay.
that would have been my
Oh, also, they've done this one twice too, but in season 15, when they're in Czechoslovakia or the Czech Republic, and they have the phones ringing around the wall, and
I was gone crazy. It would have had to have been him. Like, I would have gone crazy, but that also would have been. It's one of the coolest challenges I think we got to watch.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember the version of that with I think they had to recite Kafka or something like that. Somebody gave them like a Kafka line. Yeah, that was pretty intense.
Oh.
Yeah. And also, I really liked in season 33, like, I really enjoyed watching the bungee jump challenge because, like, there were some people that had to do it that were afraid of heights. So it was a little funny to laugh at people.
Yeah, it's one of those tasks where like you kind of just have to go for it. And I know they gave them a roadblock prompt that wasn't necessarily
heights,
something that you would think would be heights, but Kim from the Holderness family really did a great job with that task.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, she did. So we know that you've are big fans and you have a whole history of Amazing Race. Were you guys able to catch any of season 35?
So I think we got to watch the first couple of episodes. I think the last one that we watched was the one where they went to Jordan.
Yeah, that sounds
the first episode in Jordan with the sliding puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Nice. Yeah. Did you have any teams that you were particularly fond of from season 35?
Oh, season 35. Okay. We're going.
I guess it's actually 36. You're really 35, right?
Yes, we filmed before. So that was talking about 34. 34, we watched the episode where they went to Jordan, and that was the last episode we saw before everything started.
Yeah.
And then going back to 35, which was the season that just aired, we really loved Rob and Corey. They were a really fun team to watch, and their dynamic is something that's so special. Who else are you? Alexandra and Sheridan being siblings, we really enjoyed getting to watch them because we're going to root for the sibling team every time. And then the out-of-towners, they were so much fun to watch when they were running through the city and being like, we're out-of-towners. That was so much fun.
They were a hoot to talk to also. They were just like that when we talked to them on the podcast. It was so funny.
Yeah, I personally liked Greg and John, the winners. I also liked Morgan and Lena because they were the only sister team, which is what Emma and I want to be. Or not the only sister team, but we want to be a sister team.
That would be so incredible. And it's...
You never know with these things. Like, I don't think we really anticipated getting on with, like, our first shot. But, like, it was honestly, like, our greatest dream. Like, I would totally say film an audition tape as soon as you turn 18. Like, it was one of the best experiences ever.
And absolutely, you should go for it. Keep following your dreams. Keep doing things that you think are going to prepare you for the race. One of the things, like growing up, I was like, in case we ever go on the Amazing Race, we have to take different languages. So I took French in middle and high school, and Maya took Spanish in middle and high school. So start planning now.
So during our meet and greet or meet the team interviews, halfway through, Evie wanted to mix it up a little bit. So the last half, which you guys are included in, we do a little would you rather game. Go ahead, Evie.
So, would you rather do a puzzle challenge or a needle in the haystack challenge?
Puzzle
all the way. We trained in many different puzzles. We both are pretty good at them, whether they're jigsaw puzzles or they're riddles or like brain teasers. We are pretty good. One of the things that we did before we went on the race was we did an escape room because we wanted to get ourselves in that headspace of figuring out a puzzle that might not be
just straightforward of a jigsaw puzzle. And also the finding things, I feel like you have to get a little bit lucky, and I wouldn't
Sometimes it
have the
doesn't go in your
patience for it
favor. You
either.
could be doing the hay bale task and be out in a field for 9 or 10 hours.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
There's very little skill involved. It's all almost luck. Yeah.
Yeah, for needle in the haystack, it's just luck of the draw. But if you're really good at puzzles, then you might be able to do that quickly.
For sure.
Would you rather do an early morning challenge or a late night challenge?
I would like to think a late night challenge. I mean, late night, it might get a little bit harder to see. You're going to need the night lights, but I am not a morning person.
Me either.
It would be very, very hard for me.
Yeah. We're both definitely night people inherently, and there's something very aesthetic about getting to do a night leg. Some of the finales have been really, really fun night legs.
Was it London that they had to run around in the
Yeah,
dark?
season 33 at the start was a night leg in London.
And so, like, that looked really, really cool. Like, I would
When
want
it's
to
all
do
lit
that.
up and you're in a city and you're running around.
Yeah, I'm not a morning person either. I completely understand the morning person not being a morning person kind of thing. Would you rather have a late penalty or be U-turned?
Oh.
I don't know what's worse. I mean,
At least if you get U-turned, you're doing a task and you're at least getting some of the culture of the city that you're in and getting to learn something new.
I think I would be so anxious just sitting there waiting. I think I'd have to go with the getting U-turned as well, because there's just nothing worse than having to sit there and be like, I messed up. Now I have to pay the price. I feel like with the
Yes.
U-turn, it's like cut and dry. Like, I have to go back and do it. Like, there's nothing else for me to do.
Yeah.
And also, like, something that's like a nuance is sometimes they do the single U-turns versus the double U-turns. If two teams are getting U-turned, you know that you at least have somebody to compete against. I know that's not every time, but that at least gives you a little bit more of like hope that like you can get through the leg.
Yeah.
Good point.
So, what kinds of things did you guys do to prepare for the show?
Oh, we've been preparing this, I feel like, for a very, very long time. We talked about the languages. We learned different languages growing up. Specifically, right before the race took off, when we found out we got on, I had to learn how to drive stick shift, which was a new experience for me. Still can do it. Still am really proud of myself that I learned to do it. But I had to just move into my first college apartment, so I built a bunch of IKEA furniture because I knew going into this that I was going to be doing a lot of the manual labor. So to familiarize myself with how different tools work, I even tried to build some things without instructions, which I don't think I would do again, especially with IKEA furniture. But I did that. We did different ropes courses to test our upper body strength and like planning things out, how to get from this obstacle to this obstacle. I said that I was an extremely picky eater. We would just go to diners and I'd make Rohan order for me and I'd just have to eat whatever he ordered for me, which was not very fun. Do you have anything specifically you did?
The ropes course was really fun. We were in the Outer Banks on vacation and they had this really big ropes course that we got to do. And there was some of it where like she's really a big daredevil. And there was this one element that we did where like she had to use a rope swing to jump from platform to platform. And like that was pretty crazy. I was like, that's like a good thing to prep. But talking about learning stick shift, that was really important. Maya, when we were preparing, actually had to upgrade her probationary license to a regular license. And we both learned how to do stick shift, but she has a lot better hand-eye coordination than I do. And that was something specific that she became really good at because of that. And our grandma's partner actually has a stick shift car. So as many times as we could, we're going over like, hey, can you teach us how to drive your car? And we couldn't really give a reason for why we needed to learn stick shift. We were just like pretending like we're like really interested in learning stick shift, which we are. And Maya now is like, I want to get a stick shift car eventually. But that was really the biggest thing. And like learning to navigate with the map and like not being afraid to ask people for directions, because we're in the age of GPSs and phones, and we haven't like really driven without that.
Yeah.
I love it when teams just list like a ton of things, because like it's like never ending, and like you just keep like preparing for it.
Yeah.
And you kind of realize as you're starting to prepare for it, like how diversified, like different things you did growing up kind of kicks in. Like I was gonna say, like we live in suburban New Jersey, but I went out to school in Pittsburgh in a city. He went to DC, learning how to navigate and use like the public transit. So the metro for him and the buses for me. Big part in learning how to navigate. I grew up playing sports, so a lot of that, we were both swimmers, would help us with aquatic challenges. So you kind of learn, like, as you're prepping and you're going through different seasons and you're thinking, like, oh, what would we do and why? It kind of helps emphasis, like, oh, I could have a better skill set because I have a better skill set for this challenge because I did that. So kind of just making sure that you're doing, like, taking advantage of every opportunity that's presented in front of you really is what can help you.
Nice.
What were some of the excuses you used when you knew that you were going to be gone for a month on the race? And like some people say like Survivor, and I remember that one team we interviewed said that they were doing like, or that they were like going on FBI.
To be honest, I needed to come up with something better. I had to move into college the day after they called and told us, and I kind of picked up the phone and I called my roommates and I was like, hey, so I'm not moving in tomorrow anymore. And they're like, can you tell us why? And I was like, no, I just had something come up. Unfortunately, it's just I'm not moving back in. I didn't really give a reason. Did you?
I was lucky because it was the semester immediately after I'd graduated college. So I just had to call my school and tell them that I was deferring my placement a semester. And then it was kind of low key for me because it was in that period. So if people asked me what I was doing, I was like, oh, I'm just at home and I'm like looking for jobs, and just kind of kept a low profile.
No, everyone would call and they'll be like, oh, like, are you doing Survivor? And I'd be like, maybe. Are you joining the FBI? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyone called me and asked me, I just responded with maybe.
That's too funny. Yeah, we talked to Karishma and Kishori, and they had said that some friends of theirs had suspected that they were in the FBI or CIA. That was funny.
Yeah.
And some people that know us know that we've wanted to do this for a long time. So we have a friend or two that would like point blank ask us if this was what we were doing. I'd be like, no, like.
Oh, I was also going to say with Karishma's friends also were like doing it, and she went and followed the FBI to kind of like get going. That was really funny.
That's too funny. Throw them off.
Yeah.
So after your last episode airs, we would love to have you back. Could you come back to do a way, way deeper dive into your experience on season 36 and share some things that they didn't show because they edited it out?
Of course.
Absolutely. We love talking about this show, so we'll do any opportunity.
I was going to say, just everyone we've gotten to meet, all of our castmates, they're so cool. Like, we love getting to know them, getting to talk to them. The crew that's behind the show is absolutely incredible. Like, they have so much care for the show, and just every aspect of it has just been the nicest experience as super fans to see that they have as much care for the show that we do. It's just so amazing, for lack of better words.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So guys, how can fans keep up with you now? Do you guys have any social media or any projects that you're working on that you want people to know about?
I mean,
sure. Yeah, we both have Instagram accounts. My Instagram is RohanM00.
and I'm on Instagram at Maya and Modi.
Yeah, that's really the best place if you want to follow us.
That's it for me.
That's our social.
Nice. Well, thank you guys. We really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And we hope to talk to you again. We cannot talk to the teams until after their last season airs. That was one of the requirements of CBS of us. But we will reach out after your last episode airs, and we will see if you're able to talk again. And we'd love to get your experience from the actual season and just learn more, like Evie said, a deeper dive.
Sounds
Sounds
perfect.
good.
This has been so nice. This is perfect.
Thank you so much. And we love what y'all are doing and watching as a family. It really hits home to us because that's the way that we really grew up and loved watching the show.
Yeah, it's so nice. Thank you. It's been fun meeting teams who have all said that. It's really cool. Cool. Well, have a great day, you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.
And
Thank you.
Again,
Thank you.
Happy early birthday, Maya.
Yes.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.